Okay, and we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gaming with Gears of the Planet with your host, well rested and feeling a lot better than yesterday, Gears of the Planet. Hi. And we're gonna be playing some Hawked today. Yes, fun game. I enjoyed very much, but mainly because I decided to try out a new character. Or, okay, when I say character, I mean class card. It's this. Yes. This thing right here. They are basically classes. Or they're like preset, yeah, presets thing collections of characters. So the one I usually use, this one, the Bushmaster, I have everything maxed out, and I have the card itself fairly maxed out. Yeah, pretty good. I've been doing good with it, but I decided to try something else because this one just, I don't know. It's just not that great in one-to-one combat, and I'm not really an ambush kind of player. Or well, that's a lie. I do ambushes, but I don't do ambushes enough for this to be beneficial. Most of the time, I do ambushes if I know somebody's coming. It's not like I wait at like an extract point or like I hunt down the artifact carrier or something like that. So I decided to give this card a try, the Lucky Gambler card. So immediately upon reading in text, random effects last 20% longer. Hold on, is this? Yes, good. It automatically you might be a bit suspicious about what this character or this stuff does. Here's what it does. So, this entire this entire selection of abilities and things like that is entirely designed around random effects. And this is via the loaded D20. So, what this does is that basically when you spin the it's an item, it's an active item, and when you use it, it will randomly give you one of various glyph effects. This can be something like enemies can't spot you, so like AI enemies can't spot you. You can go faster on water. You can use drums to boost your health. You get like a direct ping of enemies when they approach you. You spawn random fruit, etc. All of the glyphs that you go around picking up, this one gives you one of the random ones for 35 seconds. If you upgrade it, you get the chance of a lucky roll, which gives you double the duration on the roll, and it reduces the cooldown to 3 seconds. And then the legendary just makes it even better. So already with that, we've got random effects fairly often. It's really good. However, the artifacts are the main part of this. And it's all thanks to this, Sacred Beat. Applies a random buff duration up to 8 seconds when any gear or artifact cooldown starts. Buff duration cannot be longer than the trigger duration. Basically, what this does is that you get a random buff, quote-quote random buff, whenever you use ability. Like, for example, if I use the Doomerang, I will, well, whatchamacallit? Yeah, if I, say for example, use the Doomerang as soon as the cooldown starts, which is immediately, I will get, for example, the haste buff, which gives me infinite sprint, or I'll get the handling buff, which gives me faster reloads. Then, we've got Storm Song Conch. What this does is that whenever I enter combat, I get 3 random buffs for 3 seconds. So this is one of the 4 buffs, and the 4 buffs are haste, which is infinite sprint, handling, which is, I believe it's reduced recoil and faster reloads. I'm not sure on that one because accuracy is also reduced recoil, and then quick charge, which restores 7 shield per second whilst it's active. And it does have a 15-second cooldown, but it does reset every time you enter combat. This enter combat thing is a bit iffy, but whatever. And then finally, to round all of this out, you have Boony. What this does is that whenever you have a buff, any kind of buff active, hint hint, these two give you buffs, you restore 1.5 second, or 1.5 health per second. And there's a slight delay, so you can't just immediately heal back all your health, but yeah. So, more or less, the idea of this character is that you use the loaded d20s to give yourself like a constant random effect, and most of them are very, very strong. Because if, let's say, for example, I will demonstrate this in game, but some of them, like being able to have it on top of all of the glyphs you already have, and it's more or less on demand, is very strong. And then when you're in actual combat, so let's say, for example, you start a fight, Storm Song Conch activates immediately, bam, you get 3 random buffs for 10 seconds. You start shooting and everything, you use Doomerang in the middle of fight, bam, you get a 4th buff. from Sacred Beat. If you already have loaded D20, or you could be even more clever and you can manually start the cooldown of loaded D20 in the middle of a fight, you get another buff, and during the entire time you're healing more health. And now you can't get increased maximum health. I don't know actually. Do I have the materials to upgrade this? Not sure. My resources are a bit limited because I've run out of money basically. Well, it's not money, it's actually Wondarium. This stuff up here, which is really important for these. Okay, if I get like a couple of high tier artifacts, I'll be good. So yeah, that is more or less how it works. There, for example, is that's a perfect example of it. I triggered it, and I now have the skull effect for well, the next 40 seconds. What does that do? Well, I deal increased headshot damage. And there, as you saw, I hit Z, which manually triggers the effect, and boom, I get 8 seconds of the accuracy buff. Same thing if I use that, boom, I get a random buff. Now, what this does is that it makes you incredibly powerful in combat, actually. Well, it's two things. One, it's I don't know how to explain this character. This is like my third match with them. But what it does is that it mainly creates, like, it's a lot of randomness. Yeah, so you are literally at the mercy of RNG, which is random number generation. It's a term used in, like, the gaming scene to indicate something that's, like, completely relying on chance. However, what it does is that, yes, you are relying on random chance. However, you can manipulate it at a certain point. You're incredibly difficult to kill because you have reduced reloads, reduced hipfire spread and recoil. You heal all the shield damage you take. You heal health damage you take. And you can have bonus effects such as increased headshot damage, increased shield, and a couple of other fairly damning ones. Or, for example, if you get, like, the Hush Blessing, which is the enemies ignore you, you can purposefully bait an enemy into, like, a zone with a ton of enemies. None of them are going to attack you unless you attack them first. So as long as you just shoot the human player, you're completely fine. It's very strong. Admittedly, it does have its weak points, and that's mainly what I would call downtime moments. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Are there any drums nearby? So, admittedly, some glyph effects are much better than others, I will admit. Sure, I'll use the good fella for now. Okay, step 1, find a better gun. Oh, damn, that's potion. Yes! Perfect. That's awesome. There you go. And boom. Okay. So, you can see more or less here how it works, and I'll do a live demonstration. So, I've taken damage, I'm in combat. You can see right there, I've got 3 buffs active. I'll use the Doomerang, cooldown starts, I get yet another buff. And in theory, if I was taking health damage, I'd be healing that back up. And if I take shield damage, I heal it back pretty much instantly. Which, especially against AI, is incredibly good because the AI tends to deal damage in increments of 7, more or less. The, like, small disciples, which is the little lizard people you see running around. That's not bad. Health over time is good. Sadly, we can't use it because we haven't actually taken any health damage yet, but... crud, I did not mean to fall down there. So, yeah, and that's more or less the general game plan of this character is just... like, oh, I hear gunfire. Let's go investigate. So, what I did there was manually shut down the cooldown of the. So, I suppose the biggest part of this character and like the set of abilities is knowing when and when not to. Oh, enemy spotted. Perfect. Increased weak spot damage. Okay, I think that might have been an AI. I kind of feel bad now. But, yeah. So, a big part of this character is learning when and when not to keep a certain glyph effect. Because some of them
Can't carry more trinkets until I extract my loot.
are incredibly powerful and definitely worth keeping around. But it also depends on the situation. Let's, for example... Oh, somebody's coming around this corner. Yep, hello! There you go. So, as I'm saying, probably the most difficult part of this character is knowing when to keep what glyphs. Odd, it says there's... Ooh, okay. Nice. Alrighty, let's go. So, I've just gotten, for example, this is a perfect example. This is here right now. I've gotten the fire glyph. The fire glyph does is that it's actually rather good. What it gives is that it basically increases the, like, quote-unquote tier. We'll run the Duonic. I don't want to have two weapons of the same ammo type. Because in this game, unlike TAPG, for example, seeing as there is no, like, inventory for ammo, it doesn't actually matter much. It is always good to have two weapons of different categories. But yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna try and finish what I'm gonna try and finish my point. So, right now, I've got the fire glyph, which increases the rarity of all the weapons I get from chests to blue minimum and sometimes purple. Although it seems to be just blue at the moment. Boo. That's, now, I will admit, that's an incredibly good effect, especially at, like, this moment, at the start of the game. You definitely want an ability like that. However, let's say, for example, I suddenly had somebody appear from around the corner and start shooting me. What I'm going to want to do is cancel the effect of the glyph immediately. It does... Ooh. Nope. There we go. So, you might be questioning yourself, why would I want to do that? I've got an incredibly good glyph effect. Well, two things. Number one, it was a crit roll, or lucky roll, which means that it only has a 3-second cooldown. And 3 seconds in the 3 seconds in this game, especially in like standoff phase, because there are two phases to fights. There's standoff phase, which is like both people are behind cover, and then there's like combat phase, which is when both people are shooting each other and everything. So when you're in the standoff phase, 3 seconds isn't really that much. And if I do re-roll, I have a high chance of getting something like headshot. So the skull glyph, which increases headshot damage, that increases my chance for winning a fight. Shield glyph, which gives me just a flat extra. Alrighty. Increased weak spot damage. There we go, perfect. Now, it's not exactly the glyph I want. I really would like the bird glyph, because what it does is that it literally just pings the enemy, like, on your screen. Oh, enemy spotted. There we go. And you have to fire one less burst, which can cost you the game. Sometimes. Bum ba dum bum bum. Nope. It was this one and this one. Nope. So that's skull. And then we finish this off. Okay. So, yeah. A good part of this character is knowing the right situation for each glyph. If I have a, like, fish glyph, which gives me increased movement and speed, and I'm trying to fight somebody, I'm going to want to swap that out for any of the other combat glyphs. Even if it's something as simple as, like, the gatherer glyph, which gives me, like, ammo and stuff like that over time. Or maybe the strange fruit glyph, which just gives me one random fruit at a moment. It's still really good because, let's say, for example, I'm in the middle... That's not at all what I meant to do. Let's say, for example, I'm in the middle of a fight and I suddenly, like, I'm like just a moment away from death. I'm like 7 health, next bullet's gonna kill me, but I'm behind cover. The person's approaching. The gatherer glyph triggers, and I suddenly get a heal cola. I get back up to 47 health. I can take 2 15 damage shots. That's 30 damage out of the 40. So I'm left down to 15 health, and I hit them with a shotgun bullet. Boom. And suddenly, I've won that fight. But that's because I chose the right glyph. If I had kept the fish glyph during that time, it wouldn't have been useful at all. Also, heads up, the surf onto land glyph effect from this is bugged. There's that. But... So, it is mostly just a matter of what do I need in this immediate situation. Another important thing is don't be afraid to cancel the effect. It may seem like a shame and like it's going to waste, but yeah. If, actually, I suppose, like as I said before, perfect example of this, well that's nice. Yeah, right now, yeah, as soon as I hear that ping, if I have any of the non-combat related glyph effects, I'm going to want to cancel the cooldown immediately.
I should stock up at the shop.
And try and re-roll for
Close.
a different one. I just got shot at, which means they're either here or there. Oh, well, I found them. And now we're gonna engage.
The victor goes the spoils.
AI, yet again. Okay, I'm gonna do this because I actually want to show off the data vaults. They are very cool, and also I've got very high damage. With better weapons. That's kind of meh. Actually, I'm just gonna pop the cooldown on that, mainly because highlight loot sources new. That's odd. Oh, I see. Okay, actually, I did not realize that. So it turns out, if you already have a glyph effect running or like active from the sacred beat drum, and you try and get another one, it won't actually replace it. It will just like, yeah, it does nothing. That's good to know. And actually, interesting. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, I have to see. Am I gonna get Bodhi? No. Oh, thank God. Max shield's increased. Not bad. So yeah, a big part of using this character is learning, well, learning how to use the D20. The rest of the stuff is basically just how to take fights. But yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me check something. Loadout. Oh, I've just realized something. Something actually rather interesting. Is there any? Yes. Come on, can we get back to there in time? No. Grumpy. Okay. You know what we're gonna? We're just gonna drop this here. Main reason is I don't really care about it. It's a blue trinket which doesn't really sell for much. So if I lose it, nah. If it's still there when I come back, because I want to go pick up the vault key now. That was down here. If it's still there, great. Nice. We'll roll. Drums boost health. Well, that was completely accidental, but actually ended up working. Oh. Hello.
Should have seen this coming.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they could up the difficulty on some of the bots. Hold on, what? I will admit there is one minor issue with this. If you don't know, if you can't remember what effect you just got from the dice, it can cause a problem because you don't remember what effect you got. I do remember that oh right, it was the drums one. Yeah. Not super helpful, so. Anyways, yeah. So we've got the vault key now. We can leave that there. If somebody comes by and nabs it, nah, whatever. But in the meantime, I can go over to this vault here, grab 2 trinkets, and then come back and extract all 3. So, yeah, thumbs up. Yeah. Also, minor clarification, it turns out the sacred beat thingy here, this one actually does trigger when these go on cooldown, mainly this. So, I suppose what it is that it's more like a, like an after effect. So, like, you have it trigger. So you have like the war conch effect trigger, and then it goes on for 10 seconds, and then goes on cooldown, and then the drum activates again and gives you one final effect. Which that's actually pretty nice. But yeah. I suppose it makes sense. Let's say, for example, you use like Doomerang at the start of the fight. It's got more or less a 10-second cooldown. So, yeah, you can get all four. You can get all 4 buffs during the fight. Ah, perfect. Right, revive kit. Nice. Yeah. You can get all 4 buffs during the fight, and then you'll get another buff at the end of the fight.
Somebody's close.
Roll. Wonderful. Except it's not going to trigger because it. So we know somebody's around, but sadly enough, because the ping just went off, I won't go off for another minute. And yeah, I'm just going to scrap that.
To the victor goes the spoils.
There you go. Duplicate glyph unlocked. Damn crud. Oh, let's use this.
There.
500 meters away. Wow, I do not have much competition. It's... Ah, jeez. Yeah. Yeah. I do have to say, I like this character mainly because it plays very high risk, high reward. You need to... Well, and... Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
Something's making the ground shake.
Bad news. Nope, we don't want that. Absolutely do not want that. Hush? No. Come on, come on, come on. Hush flip. Increase PvE damage. I'll take it. So, if you're wondering why I'm suddenly concerned, I've been playing HAWKED for the better part of the morning. Since like, yeah, midday mostly. And I've run into a player several times. They are an incredibly annoying player. And, they play very oddly. Oddly as in, like, I don't think that's legal, kind of oddly. And I just saw them in the kill feed. Again. Which means they're probably here at the treasury. And if not, how about that? Okay, so they're either here or they are nearby. They're just, what I know is that they are in the match, which is not good for me. So. Just gonna trigger that. Use traps. There's no reason to waste ammo and give away your position when you can use a trap, which is completely quiet. Also, traps are cool. So remember what I said about not making noise? Ooh, that's not bad actually. I'm gonna keep that around. So I mentioned earlier how I was a bit bummed out about the whatchamacallit glyph, the bird glyph, and I was like, yeah, because I had triggered it at a bad time. Right now, however, I actually do desperately want the bird glyph because mainly what it does is it acts as kind of like a barrier. Okay, hold on. Actually, this is very loud. I'm sorry if there are random basketball noises in the background. A, my mic is incredibly sensitive, and B, there were people playing basketball, so, yeah. Shocking, I know, but anyways, yeah. So, because I have the bird glyph right now, what it does is that as soon as anybody walks into 100 meters, and most of the time they're going to do that because they're approaching, yeah, it's that Credshi.Richard person. It seems like they're taking out the rest of the lobby, which is fine by me. Less competition here at the, whatchamacallit. Perfect. Anyways, yeah. So, basically, this entire 100 seconds, the moment that somebody actually walks in, into my area, not only do I, A, know there's enemy around, I know exactly where they are, which is very beneficial for me. Because I can then, like, try and ambush them because they're approaching. They're either A, going after me because I'm going to have the artifact, or they're going to go after the artifact. I will, however, actually, in the meantime, I'm going to let that be because I do have a quest, which is to extract Wonderium, and I have not been doing that. And that's actually the main reason I made this video, is I was, yeah, sure, I can do my quest and play a bit of rock. But yeah, I do not see any Wondurium around. And I have fallen. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run over here. Try and grab some Wondurium. Nice. Yeah, that's alright, I suppose, for the moment. And then we'll throw that on cooldown. Ow. Quick charge going nuts. Heck yeah. I need Wondurium. No. I'm trying to roll for the whatchamacallit effect. I forget the name, but it's the one that highlights loot sources because it does highlight. I think it's the eye glyph or something. Yeah, it highlights Wondurium stashes. So. I have to say, this other person must be incredibly confused because, like, I have. Normally, the artifact takes like a bit of time because the person grabs the chests and everything else around and makes sure there isn't anybody else nearby. I'm not even doing that. I'm just running around trying to do side missions. No, I don't want that stash. I need Wondurium chunks. Wonderful. Restore health over time. Very nice. Not what I'm looking for. Better weapons. Very cool. Not what I need right now. I did not know you could do that parkour trick. PV enemies ignore you. Okay, I'll take that. Actually. Also, this other person is 100% doing just something completely different because I've not heard of traverse like the enemy nearby ping in like past 5 minutes. Which means they either are trying to eliminate everybody else in the lobby, or they simply don't care about the treasure. Alternatively, they're camping the exfil, which I actually have run into this person doing that. So, luckily, I have a counter to them this time, which is anti-shield grenades, which I'm not going to go on to a rant about because I have been doing too much ranting recently. I've noticed. Just long story short, it's very, very strong. Basically what it is it completely removes your shield, or the shield of an enemy, which basically means you immediately deal 1/2 of their health bar in damage to them, which is nuts. Quite frankly, it's like having a pocket sniper rifle, except it's in an area of effect. Yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. And as we start, okay. So a couple of things I have noticed about this class. Number one. The order of the quote-unquote random buffs isn't actually that absolutely random. There they are. No. Okay. Max shield is increased. I'll take that. I really want the bird glyph, but this will do. Yeah. So the quote-unquote random buffs are absolutely not at all random. For example, every time I throw the boomerang, I'm pretty much guaranteed to get the haste effect. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I think it's a quote-unquote random. But it actually so it's either quote-unquote random and it actually has a predetermined sequence, or it's just that when you activate the Doomerang, it happens to give a random, like, yeah, the Doomerang itself gives you the, I don't know. I'm not complaining. Also, yeah, you can take advantage of the combat conch. I know that's not the actual name for it, but combat conch sounds cool. So.
I should stock up at the
Yep,
shop.
they're approaching. Alternatively, they are camping the exfil, and I think it's that. So what I'm going to do is just go somewhere else. Because they're either A, approaching, and I don't want to deal with that, or B, camping, and I also don't want to deal with that. So we're going to do neither and take advantage of the fact that we have control of where we're going to leave. There we go. Then we'll head over to this exfil, which neither person is at. Okay. 100 seconds? Oh, heck yeah. And maybe I'll just do a loop of the entire map. Yeah. So this, for example, is the case. This is an example of the D20 working perfectly. I got the fish glyph, which speeds me up in water, and I am by the like huge stretch of waterways, which means I can get all the way to this extra point incredibly fast, which is amazing. And it means that anybody who approaches me like either has to do so when I've got barely any time left, or yeah, from an angle that I can watch and shoot at them from. Yeah, it's this guy. And I know it because he uses anti-shield grenades. Oh, come on. Ah, I whiffed. Damn it. Damn it, damn it. Okay, bad news. Good news, we still have a heart glyph. We're still in this. Bad news, we are running out of time. And they are 100 meters away. And the clock. Okay, yeah, no. We're screwed. God damn it. I keep running into this player time and time again. It's probably because this game has an incredibly small player base, which freaking sucks. Oh, they're just gonna taunt me, aren't they? You know what? I'm just gonna melee you to death.
Don't have such nice stuff.
Have fun. God damn, I'm sorry. Gone on my nerves the entire day. I probably didn't help that I had an incredibly bad shield mod. Actually, it didn't really matter because, well, I died. So, if they also had a heart thing and they haven't died previously, and they probably didn't, they're going to be coming from that. Which is where I respawn. Dag. We almost won that. We almost.
Somebody's
Yep.
close.
Guess who's coming? I'm just gonna shoot him for the heck of it. Oh, it could be somebody else.
The glorious end times are upon you. 2 minutes to extract, renegade.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody nearby. Dude, that's not how you use the kickback point. Here, let's teach this guy a lesson. Yep. Ciao. Have fun over there. Yeah, I'm out of here. Ah. They were trying to shoot me back. Well, we did end up Coco losing in the end, but we got our revenge. And how much have I progressed? Not much. I got half of what I needed.
I have something to say.
What is it, Bjorn? I swear if it's the...
If you...
Basically, stop dying. It's literally what they just tell you. It's a very annoying voice line. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, so that is the... That's the Tex Roll'em / Lucky Gambler card. It's very fun. I have been having an absolute blast with it. It's very strong. It's very high risk, high reward, I suppose. You need to know when to use glyphs properly, and how to whatchamacallit. Yeah, you need to know when to use your glyphs, like what glyph is good in which scenario, and you also need to you need to know which glyphs are good in which scenarios. You need to pick your fights carefully because you have about 10 seconds of 10 seconds where you have the upper hand, and then after those 10 seconds, well, basically your entire power, the entire power of your kick goes on cooldown, so you have to retreat. So yeah. Overall, I'd say so far this is my new favorite class. In terms of actual effectiveness, I'd say very high. It's not a class for new players at all, and you do have to be careful when you're using it, because wrong decisions can absolutely cost you the game. This to say, it's this character is good in every situation. Maybe less so in sniper battles or something, but yeah. and almost all close, medium slash medium long range style gunfights, you'll do incredibly well with this character. Yeah. So overall, huge fan. Oh, also, cool thing I actually did not manage to show off. So these things right here are called sacrifice altars. Yeah, basically what you do is you stab yourself with the little thingy on there, and you get a random buff. It's about 90 seconds, I think. I have not timed it, but it's a pretty long amount of time. However, most of the time, this is very situational because it does about 40 damage, which means you basically you get a soda. You can spend the soda in exchange for a buff. However, as the little GIF here is demonstrating, you don't need to worry about this with this thing. You can spam, you can spam these like 2-3 times consecutively. Yeah, you'll lose like 80 health or so, but you can have like 3 full-time buffs. And let's say, for example, you get haste buff right before you get the treasury. You can book it all the way across the map. It's really good. So yeah, that is something that make sure to be taking advantage of that in like during the treasury fights. Also, I am thinking of making a beginner's guide video for this game also, mainly because there's a lot of stuff that this game has a lot of stuff to pick up on. Like in many parts, there's the combat itself. There's a lot of things to go over, but mechanics, like things on the map to be aware of, how the extraction points work, how like explosive barrels, drums, fruits, etc. There's a ton of stuff to learn, and it's not very clear, and it's a lot of stuff you pick up via pain, suffering, and other things. Wait, it just spawns. No, I want to pick up the item. Okay, it doesn't seem to work, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll be back tomorrow, actually, but with like a very short video, because tomorrow, tomorrow morning is standardized testing. I have completely not mentioned it because I am, frankly, I'm a bit terrified. Everybody I know, from teachers to my language tutor, has told me about how difficult it's gonna be. Frankly, I'm not concerned. I know that, like, I've been studying and prepping and everything, not as much as I ideally should have been, but enough. And yeah, so tomorrow is language, history, philosophy, and English. Language arts, but yeah, exams, and then Wednesday is math. So yeah. So far, I'm prepped, but basically what I'm just going to do this afternoon is I'm going to, like, well, finish this video, maybe play a bit more, I don't know, go to the pool, to do my daily exercise, and yeah, just spend, like, the rest of the evening doing, like, a final study review, and then just go to bed early. Okay, well, it looks like this place is not gonna last much longer, so I think I'm gonna get out of here before this ship sinks. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, and ciao.